Hey there, client, and welcome to the E3 coverage, and it begins. Now, firstly, of course, I'm going to talk about the press conferences as they've happened. Now, there's already been two press conferences that have happened since, unfortunately, I've been able to record or watch live, and that is the Bethesda and the Microsoft one. I'm not too sure whether I'll squeeze both of them into this video, since in all honesty, I don't have much to say on either one of them to do separate videos on, but I'll wait and see how much I have to say on Bethesda first. So we're going to dive right into this and talk about Bethesda. Now, for anyone who's wondering, I didn't watch it live. It was at 3 o'clock in the morning here in the UK, and unfortunately I had work in the morning, but I did watch the video later on. Now, I have a note up here of what was announced and, of course, stuff that kind of stood out to me. So here we go. I have the notes. Of course, one of the big things that was announced was that Doom, whatever is it, Doom 4? Yeah, Doom is back, and it's coming back next year. Now I don't really have much to say on this, beyond the fact that I have played Doom. I have played the original Doom. It was actually the Flash game version I remember playing. I never played the original. And I've not played any Doom games since. I was never a big FPS person when I was growing up, and even to this day, I'm still not. I'm more of a story gamer now. But I will say this: this Doom looked really freaking Doomerific. It looked gory. It looked fun. It kind of looked like a game that I could maybe just sit down and it's a popcorn game. It's a game I could play just for shits and giggles. Now, whether or not it'll have a story is debatable. I don't know if Bethesda will do what they did with, and that was Machine Games that did it with it, but was published by Bethesda. It's id Software that are doing it. What they did with Wolfenstein, which was actually give it a good story. I don't know if they'll do that with Doom. If they do that with Doom, I'm all for that, because I'm always an advocate for do a story, even if the game is something simple. Even if it's a silly or stupid story, do a story. So I'm interested in seeing how Doom plays out. The gameplay looked really good. It looked rather interesting to me, and I'm kind of like, I could see myself picking this game up. Maybe a bit later. They also did announce that it's going to be fully moddable. They are going to have modding tools available for the game, which is, of course they will. Like, I'm pretty sure Doom is probably still the most modded game to date in all of the world, because it's still getting modded to this day, if memory serves me. And it is one of the innovators, of memory serves me, of the modding in general, in my opinion, and I think factually, in all honesty. So I'm glad that they're actually announcing a modding kit right off the bat. Like, here you can make your own maps, and you don't need to be a coder or anything. Apparently it's going to be all in-game little stuff, make your own custom maps and that. I'm very impressed with that, and that's an A-OK for me. Now, they did announce some stuff regarding Elder Scrolls Online. I don't give two shits about Elder Scrolls Online, so I'm not going to talk about it. Sorry. So, yeah, I hope you don't mind me skipping over that. I'm sure there are people out there. They announced, which was one of the worst kept secrets, a Dishonored 2. I am so excited for this. I didn't love Dishonored. I liked Dishonored. I actually really liked Dishonored. It had an interesting story, an interesting world, but it didn't explore the world enough, in my opinion. It mostly fixated on the character story of Korvax, I believe his name was, or Korax, the guy in the mask. I can't remember his name. But you fixated on his story most. It didn't really explore the world of Dishonored, which I think is probably the most fascinating thing about Dishonored, in all honesty. It's a steampunk kind of setting, and there's not that many games that do that, and I actually really like Dishonored. It's also one of the few games that I've went through the entire game without killing anyone. I didn't kill anyone in my entire playthrough of Dishonored. I made sure of it, so that is a plus for me. And Dishonored 2 looks like it's Dishonored with up the ante a little bit. It looks like they've advanced it. This is merely on a cinematic trailer. It's definitely blatantly obvious that it is. But they have announced now that we will be playing a female protagonist. I believe it's either the Empress or a descendant of the original character. I'm not 100% sure on her name. I didn't really hear it. I tried to listen to it, but I was like, what the fuck's your name? But it looks very interesting. Now, I'm not going to say too much on it because we don't really have too much information on it. All we know is it's probably going to be a very similar setup to what Dishonored 1 had, was that your character will be disgraced, will be framed for something, or will survive an assassination attempt by the look of it, and you have to bring the conspirators to justice or seek vengeance. And I do hope they keep the same mentality they had with Dishonored 1, which is you could go through the entire game without ever killing anyone, and you can actually make sure that all of your targets that you want to take care of have a fate worse than death. And I did that with Dishonored. I did not kill a single freaking person. I made sure they got their just desserts. And I love that about Dishonored. So hopefully with Dishonored 2 they will keep that mentality. It looks interesting. I'm also very, very happy that we are going to be having a female protagonist in this one. Someone who is badass and her gender doesn't really come into the consideration of it. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But again, with the world of Dishonored, gender did play a little bit into the game. I don't know how they'll explore it, but I'm kind of hoping that we will actually see that this is just a badass person who happens to be female. I hope they approach it correctly, and I'm very excited for that. But of course, there's the meat and bones of things. The thing that everyone literally lost their shit over. And that is, of course, Fallout 4. And firstly, of course, Fallout 4 is coming November 10th, 2015. And hallelujah, I'm happy about that. I'm very excited the fact that Fallout 4 is going to be released this year. Now, I'm not hyped for Fallout 4. I'm excited for it. I've never been too big into the Fallout franchise, but Fallout 4 actually piques my interest. Now, I'm going to approach the negative stuff that people have been saying about it already. The first thing, of course, is that people are losing their shit over the fact that the main protagonist is voiced. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but voice protagonist in all games is probably what's going to happen in the future. You just kind of have to accept it, and I'm actually okay with it. I have no problem with a female or male voiced actor, voiced player character in Fallout 4. I have no problem with it. I'm fully happy with it. I'm like, hey, okay, that's fine with me. Bring it on. I'm happy with that. So I'm getting that right out of the way. Other than that, the game looks absolutely gorgeous. They actually showed us the intro to the game. They showed us the character creation, both for male and female character. You'll be playing one of two characters. You'll be playing either a husband or a wife who goes to Vault, who's a survivor of the pre-war, basically. Vault 111, by the looks of it, is what people speculated was some form of cryogenic or stasis program kind of vault where people were put in stasis. And they did confirm that your character is the only survivor of Vault 111. So I'm guessing the stasis thing didn't work too well. And your character was stuck in there for 200 years. So you're playing a character who was alive before the war or during the war. I don't think this has ever been done before in the Fallout series, where you've actually played a character before the war, which actually leaves credence to the possibility that your character, male or female, whoever you play, will actually be having flashbacks or actually be able to tell you, look, this is what life was like before the war. What the hell happened? And I'm kind of interested in that. And now also the sad thing is, though, that your character is probably going to be suffering from one hell of a form of PTSD due to the fact that your either wife or husband and your child are vaporized in front of you by the looks of it. But yeah, they confirmed that. They showed a little bit of the introduction, the character creation, but the character creation looks really cool, I'm not going to lie. Of course, they got the voice right out the bat and like that. And then they showed a lot of the gameplay. They showed a lot of introduction. They showed a lot. They showed basically everything that you need to know about this game and more. The game looks absolutely beautiful. They also showed off the customization in the game, which, yeah. It's, you could customize your weapons, your power armor, and also build settlements now. It basically is like you're building a little city, and it looks awesome. That actually has me really interested. I'm interested to see what I can do with that and how I'm actually going to be able to incorporate it into the world of this. So your character will be able to build little settlements and actually draw people to you into these little settlements all over the wasteland of Boston. And also you can customize your weapons to the point in which you can have a Gatling laser rifle, and I'm just like, this game is mine, and I'm going to lose myself in it. I can guarantee it, and I am really excited for it. You could, from what we've been able to see, you can literally just combine your weapons and make it into, like, combine different parts of a modified weapon and then make it into something pretty awesome. And of course, the power armor, it looks awesome. We saw a lot of gameplay. I couldn't possibly cover it all, so go check it out for yourself. But Fallout 4 looked phenomenal. It was definitely the cherry on the cake in my opinion, and I am very excited to play Fallout 4. I'm happy with that. Other than that, there's not much else that stood out with the Bethesda one personally. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. They did also announce a Pip-Boy, the Collector's Edition, which will actually have a Pip-Boy which you can slide your phone into. They also announced a mobile game, which I have no freaking interest in all honesty. But, and how long did that take? That only took me 10 minutes. screw it, we're going to Microsoft now. But that was the Bethesda one. I actually think Bethesda knocked it right out the freaking park. I absolutely loved the Bethesda one. Definitely got everyone excited and hyped for their games, but also got the ball rolling with E3. And I'm very happy with that. So let's move on to Microsoft. Now, I didn't catch the start of the Microsoft one, but apparently I didn't miss much. But I've seen the Microsoft one. And in all honesty, very little had me excited though. Very little had me excited, I'm going to be honest. The only things that had me excited was HoloLens, Gears of War, and Rise of the Tomb Raider. So let's start with HoloLens. They showed off the HoloLens technology with Minecraft, of course, because it's a simple game, you could do that. I'm actually really excited for this holographic technology as it advances. We're getting to the point where we can advance this holographic technology to something very good. And Minecraft is only the first step, I think. So I'm very interested to see where HoloLens goes. I just wish they'd spent more time on it, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's still in the very, very early stages. We'll wait and see. Gears of War. Really, I've never been a big fan of the Gears of War franchise. I do enjoy. I have played Gears of War 1 and 3 and part of Judgment. I actually like Gears of War. I like the setting, I like the world, but it's never been a game franchise that I've personally had too much investment in. But they did announce that there is going to be a remastered Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which I may pick up. I'm not too sure. I did play Gears of War 1 on the original Xbox 360, and I got it for free, so maybe I'll buy it, I'm not too sure. But they did also announce a Gears of War Gears of War 4, which I must admit had me kind of interested. I was really excited to see that. It actually looks pretty good. They got some good voice actors. They got Laura Bailey, who's an amazing voice actor, and another voice actor whose name I cannot place off the top of my head. But other than that, the Gears of War 4 thing had me kind of interested. I'm going to wait and see what else comes out of it, but it had me kind of interested. So I don't really have much else to say on Gears of War 4 in all honesty. And the last thing I mentioned was Rise of the Tomb Raider. Firstly, I gotta say this, I'm still pissed off that it's a timed exclusive. I still am absolutely annoyed at the fact that it is a timed exclusive, but I understand that without that timed exclusive, we probably wouldn't have got a sequel to Tomb Raider. That beside the point, the game looks beautiful. The game looks stunning. I'm definitely going to pick this game up. And in all honesty, with this Microsoft thing, with Gears of War 4 and the HoloLens and also Tomb Raider, I might consider picking up an Xbox One when I have some spare cash. I'm not too sure yet. I'll have to have a little bit of a think about it. I may have to talk to someone actually, see if they might want to play Gears of War with me. I just need to see who. But other than that, the Microsoft press conference didn't really interest me. There were a couple of indie games like Cuphead that kind of stood out to me, just because it is very unique. But overall, the Microsoft press conference didn't really do much for me. Beyond the stuff I mentioned, the Bethesda one knocked out of the park, and that's all I've got to say on the Microsoft one, in my opinion. Now, I will do a live reaction to the EA one, which is happening in roughly 1 hour's time. But other than that, I thank you for watching. As always, I'm Scottish Warren 92, and let me know what you enjoyed from both the Bethesda and the Microsoft press conference. Other than that, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao for now.